Hello viewers, I'll cover the market news in detail. Ukraine is central to Russia's concerns. Russia launched a major military invasion after Ukraine's pro-Western shift 18 months ago. Today, we will take a closer look at this story. On June 1st, 2025, Ukraine conducted the largest drone attack ever, striking deep inside Russia. The Crimean operation was a mission conducted in the capital by Ukraine's security forces. Ukraine attacked 4 air bases, including Belaya Air Base, in Russia's Siberia and Irkutsk regions after penetrating deep into Russian territory. Let's take a look at which areas were attacked first. The targets identified are the Belaya Air Base in Irkutsk, Olenya Air Base in Murmansk, Dyagilevo Air Base in Ryazan, and Engels Air Base in Engels. If you look at the map, you'll notice that these are areas deep inside Russia, far from Ukraine. Irkutsk is more than 186 miles away from the front lines. This is reportedly the first time since the war began that Ukraine has attacked such a distant region with drones, according to Reuters. In this recent attack, Ukraine used 117 drones, and these drones were launched all at once, attacking air bases and then dispersing to various military facilities across Russia, causing damage. However, some parts remain unconfirmed. Despite Iran's advanced drone technology, it's unclear how they carried out a drone attack on a target over 186 miles away. Ukraine concealed drones inside container boxes on trucks and transported them into Russia.
I'm sorry, but that's not a valid subtitle. Could you please provide the correct text?
They used Russian logistics companies to transport the container close to the military base. Then, they opened the top of the container, launched the drone, and attacked the base directly from the site. Ukraine claims they destroyed 41 aircraft and significantly damaged 4 Russian air bases in this attack. The Ukrainian military reported that A-52-95 and Tu-22 M3 bombers and reconnaissance aircraft were damaged in the attack, rendering 34% of Russia's strategic bombers inoperable. The Ukrainian military and John Higa confirmed an attack at the Olenya Air Base in Murmansk. 2 Tu-95 bombers were destroyed and 2 were damaged. Additionally, 12 Antonov 12 transport aircraft were seriously damaged at the Belaya Air Base in Irkutsk Oblast. 3 Tu-22, M3, and 3 Tu-95 bombers were destroyed, with a total of 11 bombers confirmed damaged. The A-50 early warning aircraft and Tu-95 bomber are types intercepted by the South Korean Air Force and the Korean Air Defense Identification Zone during joint Russian military air patrols in 2019. Ukraine has received significant support from Russia's neighboring countries for its defense, and with this attack, Russia's total bomber losses are now estimated to be 9.6824 billion won, or about $70 million. Of course, Ukraine is mainly supported by us. The collected videos show that Russia has suffered significant damage from the airstrikes. Ukraine claims Russia suffered its worst Air Force damage since World War II in the recent attack, although the operation may not have been entirely successful. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported attacks on 5 air bases, claiming most were repelled except for 2 areas, including Yeysk. Ukraine claims to have attacked 4 air bases, while Russia claims that 5 air bases were attacked, so it seems we will have to wait for more accurate information. Ukraine's President Zelensky stated that despite Ukraine's impressive achievements, the counteroffensive, which has lasted a year and a half, continues with ongoing fighting. President Zelensky of Ukraine also stated that our forces, who participated in the operation, were trained at a British base in Russia. The British Broadcasting Corporation reports that Ukraine's attack has significantly disrupted Russia's supply lines and logistics, which will greatly impact the war's future trajectory. It has been confirmed that several Tupolev Tu-95 bombers were among the Ukrainian aircraft that attacked. These bombers launched Kh-101 cruise missiles in large-scale attacks on Ukraine. They have been used extensively since the full-scale invasion in February 2022. Each bomber can carry up to 8 cruise missiles, each capable of delivering a 400-kilogram warhead. These weapons are operated remotely from thousands of kilometers away, so the strategic bombers are typically deployed in relatively safe rear areas. Several types of bombers have been developed and are a key offensive weapon for the Russian military. It has been confirmed that the A-50 early warning aircraft was destroyed. The A-50 detects enemy aircraft and missiles, relaying vital data to Russian fighter jets. As a result, destroying the A-50 early warning aircraft has significantly diminished its air command and control capabilities. However, the exact time of destruction and potential casualties cannot be confirmed. Russian Air Force operations to intercept and defend against Ukrainian missile attacks will likely be significantly hampered until the damaged A-50 is restored. Moreover, drones are becoming increasingly useful over time. Using enemy trucks to approach their airfields and launch containers to attack is an extremely innovative battlefield method. The use of relatively inexpensive drones to destroy billions of won worth of advanced air defense systems demonstrates the effectiveness of drones on the battlefield. Using civilian containers in attacks has raised concerns about potential increases in indiscriminate attacks on civilian facilities. The fact that drones struck the Russian airbase is a huge shock. It means the airbase's defense or electronic warfare system was rendered practically useless by the drones. Russia is unable to defend these key facilities. Without reinforcing their defenses, the Russian military may be unable to prevent similar Ukrainian attacks in the future. Not only that, but sabotage continues to occur inside Russia as well. Prior to the recent attack, explosions occurred in western Russia's Bryansk and Kursk, with reports of 2 bridges being destroyed. 2 trains derailed while passing over the tracks, injuring at least 7 people and affecting dozens more. Russia's investigating the attack quietly, not revealing the aftermath. Ukraine has not confirmed or denied involvement. The situation in Ukraine appears to be progressing positively. China has previously explained that it is maintaining close communication with both the United States and Russia, but there has been no change in its official stance. In particular, Russia's activities are drawing more attention. The Russian military is now concentrating on defending its territory. Earlier reports stated that 50,000 soldiers had died in direct combat. It has been confirmed that around 125,000 Russian troops are deployed along the United States-Kharkiv border. It appears that Russia is preparing a large-scale offensive against Kharkiv, but whether this offensive will succeed or fail remains to be seen. Due to tight defensive lines in the region, we'll need to monitor the situation to gauge potential progress. Prior to the current offensive, Russia conducted over 400 drone strikes against Ukraine before June first marking the biggest drone and missile campaign in the area to date. The Russian military launched 3 Iskander missiles and several Kh-101 missiles from Kursk and Voronezh. Russia launched 472 drones to attack Ukraine, including the capital city. The Ukrainian military tried to intercept them, but some of the interceptions failed, and there were damages. After a missile attack on Kherson, 12 people were killed and 7 injured. Ukrainian President Zelensky expressed his condolences over the situation. Yanguk is set to hold a second summit with Turkey in Istanbul on June 2, 2025. The meeting garnered significant attention due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine confrontation that has persisted since the previous year. In particular, Ukraine was expected to present a concrete roadmap for a sustainable peace agreement at this summit. The Ukrainian government proposed practical and specific steps through this roadmap to end the war, and included in the proposal was a minimum 30-day unconditional ceasefire. In other words, the main condition was to stop all attacks for at least 1 month, regardless of the outcome of the negotiations, and to first achieve a complete ceasefire. The proposed confidence-building measures included a prisoner exchange, returning Ukrainian children from Russia, restoring trade, holding a summit, and announcing a final agreement. On June 1st, before negotiations began, Russia launched a massive airstrike on 4 Ukrainian air bases, including the main command center. Ukraine responded by attacking 9,600 square meters of Russian military assets, including 41 frontline artillery pieces and an A-50 early warning aircraft. The problem is that Russia, using this attack as a pretext, is likely to refuse to participate in peace negotiations, claiming that dialogue is no longer possible. Russia is bombing Ukraine's civilian infrastructure. From Russia's perspective, it is difficult to accept the claim that all Western countries, including the main countries, have collectively condemned Russia as an aggressor purely for military reasons. The Russian Ministry of Defense labeled the attack as terrorism, prompting Russian media and politicians to question the wisdom of holding negotiations under the current circumstances. It's uncertain whether the negotiations will go well, but personally, I don't think a good outcome will come from this. The introduction of A-20 early warning aircraft and various interceptors will significantly boost Russia's short-term air defense capabilities. Replacing damaged parts on the Tupolev 95 and Tupolev 72 Feet 3 will be challenging since they haven't been manufactured in over 30 years. Ukraine's attacks are likely to continue, while Russia's ability to strongly respond is expected to decline. The ceasefire agreement is expected to be extended. Also, Russia is expected to mobilize more troops to strengthen its control over occupied territories, and it is expected to deploy additional air defense systems and electronic warfare equipment to reinforce its control over occupied territories. Moreover, this time, they showed how they could use drones to attack areas deep in the rear of the enemy for this operation. Drones can deliver precise strikes against the enemy in various ways, depending on how they are used. What are your thoughts on Ukraine's recent drone attacks? Share in the comments. Stay tuned for more updates. Thanks.